It's a blueprint, a rubric, a guiding light to meet deadlines. It's formulaic to toward us these chords, so give us more of the norm. Come along, it's formulaic. I'm Shelby.
And I'm in for a scare.
Because it's a spooky Halloween episode of Formulaic.
Woo! Well, also, it's in the intro of Goosebumps.
Yeah, I know.
Listeners, beware, you're in for a scare. Bwomp, 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 bwomp. Arf, 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 arf. Now,
Yeah.
okay, we gotta start. At first, R2 Shelby 2,
Yes.
I did come to you and say, this is the least nervous I'll be for any episode of Formulaic because boy, oh boy, does Goosebumps suck. I would like to make an amendment of that. Season 1 of Goosebumps sucks.
Okay. I only watched the 12 episodes they had available to me on the streaming service I was using.
Dude, I sent you a link with every single episode. You just click on that and you
did.
stream it.
I forgot you did that.
Wow. I was like, you really watched the entire series?
No. I did not do that. But I will say there were some episodes that you could tell like the camera work was better and just the ideas were more interesting. The sound design was like fuller.
Yeah. That's probably season 2, 3, and 4 because season 1 blows dogs for quarters. Not even quarters, for nickels.
I mean, at least it's getting paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm in that. I'm in that boat right now, guys.
You're trying to get paid by blowing dogs?
No, not really dogs, but hey, go to sniffer.com and you can buy my underwear.
Can you really?
Yeah. That's 3 F's and no E.
Dude, I'm just giving away my underwear for free. What the fuck am I doing?
Why?
I know.
To
Out of the
who?
kindness of my heart.
To just randos? Whoever asks?
No. Well, no. No.
I was going to do a bit where I'm asking for your underwear, but I was like, as you ask more questions, it's just for me to post them on Sniffer and take all the money.
Why didn't you let this play out? I think we could have gotten
Because
there.
it would have been weird for me to ask for your underwear. That I was uncomfortable with the beginning of the premise.
I get it. James, I think we're close enough friends that if you started asking me for my underwear, I'd be like, all right, James is doing a bit.
Oh, okay,
Like, this
all
is
right.
a funny. Yeah,
This is not nowhere near serious.
No,
There's only one lady who I want to own the underwear of.
Yeah, and you're wearing a pair of them around your neck right now.
I wish. She's like, get out of here. She has a little spray bottle.
You go up to her underwear drawer. This is, for listeners who don't know, this is James's live-in partner. They've been in love for 10 years.
A decade of love.
You're going up to her underwear drawer, scurrying up there, and she has to spray you away.
There's times where she goes into her closet to throw something in the hamper, and she throws something in, and it's just on the top, and she's like, I just emptied that, did my laundry. And then she sees me in there just sniffing.
You're like,
Or in ecstasy, just passed out.
Yeah, you're passed out, you're drooling, you're lost in the sauce, as they say. Beautiful.
Would you like a quick health update?
I would. Absolutely.
I don't know how. I don't know when. I have some ideas, but this week my penis got sliced.
What? James! What?
Normally, I will have an abrasion on my penis. I mean, not normally, but if there is something ailing my penis, it's because I've been jacking off too much. But this was a defined slice. So, to put things in context for everyone, I do my laundry generally because our laundry in this apartment is conning people. No matter how little or light of a load I put in, it's always never dry. I hate it, and they just keep jacking up the price. So I do my laundry in the tub. So
Okay.
there's times when, I'm out of underwear, but I don't have any time to do tub laundry. Well, there was a stretch for maybe 3 days that I was Donald Ducking every single day. So it could have been during that.
There's no flat surface in your apartment that doesn't have your bare ass germs on it.
Well, just so you know, I'm aware of that. Anyone who comes over, I draped a used t-shirt over where I would sit because I am neurotic. And even though I have a juicy ass, I am afraid that my butthole will touch anything. So
Right.
My fear is that a cat ran across my lap, even if I had a blanket over it, and we can't cut their claws. They're crazy people. And that could have sliced it, or it could have just been I'm out and about. Sometimes you get bruises and you don't know where they come from, and sometimes your penis gets sliced and you don't know where it comes from.
The vocabulary you are using, James, your penis was sliced.
Yeah.
It just... To me, I'm thinking vegetable slicer, mandolin, chop, 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 chop.
It's like a paper slice, you know?
So it was cut.
No, you get a paper slice.
Like a paper cut.
Oh. In Michigan, we call them paper slices.
Wow, is that for real, or are you fucking with me?
I'm fucking with you.
Okay.
But speaking of being in Muskegon, I was a child then. And that's when you would read and get goosebumps.
Back long before the penis slicing, you were a child reading Goosebumps, getting finger paper slices on your hands from turning those pages.
I thought you were going to say getting finger blasted. I was like, excuse me?
No, as a child?
Well,
I don't want to hear about it. We don't have to go into it.
We might have to bleep something out.
So, did you read the books?
I loved the covers, and I loved reading the Give Yourself Goosebumps, so much so that I need to let Butter out real quick.
Okay.
I was like, why? I can really hear her out in the hallway, but it's because she's here screaming at me.
Don't let her run across your lap and scratch your penis. Slice it.
So, Give Yourself Goosebumps. I bought all of them.
Are those the Choose Your Own Adventure ones?
Yeah, and they had cool holographic covers.
Mm-hmm.
I bought all of them at a Scholastic book fair in maybe,
Classic.
October. They would have those pretty early on in the year. And then they didn't show up until July.
What?
So I just grew out of the Choose Your Own Adventures. And my teacher, Miss Patrick, had to bring them to me herself, show up at my door when I was swimming in the pool, and my mom's like, hey, Miss Patrick's here. I'm like, huh? And she saw my little boy body creep out of my pre-sliced body, walk up into the garage and say, hey, Miss Patrick, how are you? And I didn't read a single one of them, I don't think.
That's hilarious. So you grew out of them while they were being shipped to you.
Yeah.
My brother read them and had a bunch of them, and I read a few of them. I remember Cuckoo Clock of Doom in particular, and one about a sea monster. But I was a scared kid. I would have nightmares all the time, so I shouldn't have been reading that stuff.
Yeah, don't.
It's too scary. The Goosebumps Haunted Mask Part 2 fucked me up so bad. I had nightmares that featured that mask person.
Oh,
and I think I
dang.
have a personality disorder just based on the memories that I have of the Haunted Mask too.
Oh, honey, you have more than just a personality disorder.
Thank you, James. I love when you get cunty.
Thank you. Everyone at my old job used to say, James throws so much shade. I was like, what are you talking about? And they're like, you throw so much shade. Are you unaware of this? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And it's because I roast people and I like doing that. Or when it comes to upper management or ownership, I'm like, that's not throwing shade. That's just stating the facts about these assholes.
Wow.
So I can get cunty.
Yeah, so you're throwing shade on like the specter of capitalism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that terrible job in the business model that they had. It's bad.
It's bad. You know what's not bad?
Giving
the
yourself
episode
goosebumps.
of Goosebumps we're going to write. Yeah, should we do a choose your own adventure episode?
We would probably need to be live streaming for that to be a plausible thing.
Well, yeah, we would just have, the way you would do in a book is you'd have to have branches and we would have to like record different like different things for like the different branches of the story. So then the listeners could fast forward to like certain parts.
Real quick, I had, and I almost did it, but I believe I was not added or it did not happen. Yardapalooza was a concert festival that my friend MC Deep would throw in his backyard. It started out as him trying to raise money to go to California one year, and then he ended up keep doing it, and I would perform at all of them. It was very fun, but one year I was going to do a choose your own adventure set list because I hate performing live. I need to make it fun for myself, so I would do like pre-recorded story telling. I'll send some, like it's all pre-recorded, so I'll send you some. There was one, it was going to be this really weird choose your own adventure. It's written up somewhere, but because it never happened, I don't have it recorded, but it would have been fun. And the idea with that is, well, every song will eventually we'll get to, so it's not like, oh, I need to rehearse 20 songs and only 10 will be played. No, all of them will be played.
Right.
Just in different
order. You just have
order.
to be clever.
Yeah.
I like that. You should do it for the Patreon.
All right. Choose your... I do want to eventually do a pilot season for Marshland Media.
A pilot season?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like new shows?
Yeah, we just do like 4 pilots episodes, and then whichever one gets the most votes wins.
And then is picked up as a show on... That sounds good. Maybe I'll throw my hat in the ring.
Because you need another podcast.
I'm pretty sure if I told you I had an idea and I made something, you would just put it on there anyway.
Of course.
I don't think I'd have to compete.
You should have, hey guys, it's just me writing a book, and then there you go.
Yeah. And I'll just write a book. Do you have a formula for these Goosebumps episodes? Because we were kind of thinking it's basically the same as Are You Afraid of the Dark, but switch out the campfire stuff for R.L. Stein being a dork.
R.L. Stein doesn't talk in this, does he?
In the episodes I watch, he does little bookends at the beginning and end of the episodes.
Oh, none of the episodes I watched. Unless these are different, like,
Did we watch a different show?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe we watched a different show. What one did you watch?
I watched Goosebumps, the 1995 series.
Yeah, that's what I watched.
Okay, well, I don't know what's going on with you and R.L. Stein. All I know is...
How come you didn't see R.L. Stein in it?
He
opens up and he's like...
You need to stop it.
Says... Listen, I went to R.L. Stein's house. Did you know he has a ghost daughter now?
He does? Oh, yeah, he does.
You gotta see the movie.
I saw it in theaters opening weekend.
I did too.
Nicole and I did.
Fun.
Same with the sequel, and we liked the sequel even more because we had watched all of Goldberg's and appreciating Wendy McCollum. It's insane how she is in the top billed comedic actress.
I don't know her.
Oh, she's the...
I don't watch the Goldbergs, but...
She's the mom in Goosebumps. She was one of the deputies in Reno 911.
Oh, right. Got it.
Wendy, and she was in Bridesmaids. Her sons just covered everything in cum.
I remember.
There we go.
I can picture her now. You've painted me a picture. You've reminded me. You found the way in to my storage banks, my memory storage bank.
I painted it with cum.
You painted it with cum!
This is my general, very short formulaic. A child is doing something that is immediately related to the plot. The spooky thing is introduced, so if it's the cuckoo clock or, oh, my birthday is happening, well, that's focal to it. And then, actually, no, let's start out, before we get into that, let's start out with how R.L. Stein creates a story.
Sure.
He focuses on the superset, then the subset, meaning he thinks of the title first and then works his way through the storyline. And he has 3 departments of ideation, meaning how does he create an idea? He thinks of experience, he thinks of memory, or he thinks of a what-if situation.
Yeah. That seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah, so then he creates, so if it's the cuckoo clock of doom,
Yeah.
he will take that and think, all right, that is either based on experience. Maybe he had a cuckoo. Most grandparents would have a cuckoo clock, and you'd be like, that's pretty cool. But at nighttime, it's fucking terrifying.
Right.
So how could that be doom? Well, what would a cuckoo clock, how could it make something terrifying? Well, the day keeps resetting. It's a basic premise, Groundhog Day. And
That's not what the cuckoo clock of doom is about.
wait, the episode I watched it was.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking of the other one. Or I'm thinking of the book, Cuckoo Clock of Doom. It like got rid of his birth year, so he was never born.
Oh, this got... in the episode, let me make sure it is that one. Hold on, Goosebumps. You're in for a scare. Womp, 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 womp.
Like, you don't remember the part where R.L. Stine is talking?
He talks in none of the ones I watched. Yeah, the Cuckoo Clock of Doom, the episode, maybe they reworked it. He wishes on a cuckoo clock or whatever, and his day keeps changing. But he keeps living on his birthday. But as it keeps
it's
going,
on his birthday. Okay, got it.
He keeps
Maybe
getting
I'm thinking
younger.
of the end. Yeah. I'm thinking of the end or like the sequel book where it like, because I remember the book ending where he accidentally got rid of his sister's birth year, so she was never born.
Now,
So maybe I'm just conflating the end. with
well,
the...
in this, he keeps getting younger.
Okay.
So eventually his sister doesn't exist.
Imagine reversing time to your poof point.
Mm-hmm.
And then you poof away.
Poof! So what is this, the Fairly Odd Parents episode?
Oh, so I did come up with a few like memories, childhood experiences
Same.
that we could go through.
So let me first, it's a real quick formula. It's a child is doing something that is immediately related to the plot. The spooky thing is introduced. So what is related to what they are doing is like, how is this going to spookify what they're doing? The child tries to succeed by themselves or with a friend. They muddle it sitcom style. Then it's either one or two things. This is classic sci-fi Twilight Zone thing. They muddle or they succeed and everything is fine, or things are screwed up, but they succeed and live anew in the new spookiness. So it's like that dog episode, the one where it's like, I got the dog in me, and they rub the suntan lotion all over themselves. Well, guess what? He was a dog. You think he is turning into a dog, but he's technically was a dog who turned into a human and is just reverting back because this experiment didn't take.
I think I only watched the specials.
Oh, maybe.
That's why they all had R.L. Stine and all were two parts.
Oh, yeah. I did not watch any two-parters.
Oh, shit. I only watched two-parters.
Because that messes with the formula. We got to condense it, baby.
But, you know, I think I got an idea.
Okay.
I think I got it.
So do you want to read some of your stuff?
Yeah. Things I did as a kid. Learned how to make balloon animals. Asked for a pony for Christmas.
Oh.
Your mom sends you to school to sell the gallon plastic bag of Tamagotchis that she was collecting for $1 each to your classmates. You make a new friend at the park. Your Taekwondo teacher comes to live with you for a while, and he goes out into his car to smoke every day, and your mom gets kind of weirded out by it because why is he smoking in his car? Like, he could just be smoking outside. It makes it seem like he's smoking something other than cigarettes, which, like, if he was, then, like, fine, that's cool.
Oh, real quick about the meeting a stranger at the park. Is that what you said?
Making a new friend, yeah.
Don't camp with strangers.
Okay.
That would be the title.
Oh, I like that. Don't camp with strangers.
Yeah, because they're always generally a play on a phrase that a child is told a lot.
And what is the phrase.
Don't talk to strangers. Like say cheese or die. That's one.
That is good.
It's say cheese or die. But keep going.
I think that's
going.
all of the really. I think that. Or did I say get a new video game?
No.
Those are all the really common childhood experiences that I can recall.
All right. Here are some of mine. First was after the beep. So what that would be is a demonic answering machine. What is being said on the answering machine isn't really happening, but it could either end up happening, to tell the truth, or it makes you think it's happening. Then you run to your mom and say like, "Oh, my sister is screaming at me and calling me bad names on the answering machine." Then you play it back and it's none of that, and then you get in trouble for lying.
Okay, so yeah, the answering machine is going to get you grounded. But it's scary.
Yeah. Then it starts out with that and then eventually gets to, oh, dad died. And then you're like, oh, there's someone's playing a trick on me, and guess what? Dad did die.
Do you think a dad would actually die in a Goosebumps?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, I didn't see it happening.
Okay, well, next one is Ghost of the Garden. This would be based off from an urban legend within my one neighborhood where there was, I think I've talked about this before on the show, maybe for Are You Afraid of the Dark, where it was clearly either a woman who was a widow, a woman who just wanted to be single, or a woman who maybe was in the closet. Like a woman living alone, and we like threw like spookiness onto this person of like, oh, well, what is she just doing there in her garden all the time? And people would say, that's where the blue phantom is, because like she buried someone back there or something. And you can see this blue phantom at night just like walking through this garden. It was a beautiful, lush, like full backyard is an entire flowery garden type deal.
I love that. Maybe there's like something in her garden and like the neighborhood kids, someone dares them to like steal a little statue out of her garden, and it turns out the statue is like anchored to the ghost, and the ghost is really mean to them, but the ghost is actually like her lover or whatever who died, and so they keep the statue to like have this beautiful relationship together, and the kids are actually the bad guys, and they return the statue at the end.
We would dare each other to go in there, and my brother, sister, and I with our friend Jacob Lees, we would love jumping fences and just like at nighttime going into people's backyards and jump another fence. It was a pastime of ours. We would never jump into that backyard.
I bet. And I, as a kid, would go around and sometimes, or a couple times, I stole lawn ornaments out of people's front yards that I really liked.
Oh, that you really liked? It's not that, hey, I just want to do this. You're like, I gotta know where they got this, but I don't have the money.
I really like this squirrel. I really like this fox. I just had two. I had a squirrel and a fox.
Okay. That's not that bad. Next one is either killer weeds or weed killer. So... just nauseating chore. I hated doing it. Bad for my back. Was pulling weeds. It just sucked. And if all of a sudden the weeds are actually fighting back.
They're trying to pull you back.
Yeah. Then this is one Nicole came up with, Into the SKATEzone. So we had this roller rink called SKATEzone. And Nicole was bringing up how... it's a normal roller rink, but there's always something creepy about it. It's open space, and it feels of the past, but is trying to be of the present at the same time with its music, or, hey, let's throw some blue light paint up on the wall. But the games especially, there was this game where it was this animatronic puppet thing of an old lady that you try to like throw balls into its mouth to get tickets. And there's that like spider stomp game. Yeah. All these things. And Nicole's like, well, what makes that spooky? And she said the family who owned it might have been living in like a unit attached to SKATEzone. And she's like, that. She just always thought that was creepy. And then she's like, oh, it could be like a Sailor Moon villain-esque deal where in Sailor Moon, they're always trying to harvest the energy of teens.
Yeah.
And there's like the classic exercise episode where they're just making everyone have body dysmorphia to exercise. So she's like, it could be they're feeding us all this candy and pop rocks, all this stuff to like get us hyped up to play all these games. We're stomping that, we're roller rinking, and that's creating kinetic energy to either, this was like my additions of like, well, what would that be? Either to fuel a spacecraft so they can get home, or if it's demons, to open up a portal for more monsters to come through.
Yeah, and so they're harvesting. So one of the teens is like, why my sister's been going to SKATEzone every day. Why is she so tired?
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's looking really pale and she keeps trying to go. So like they finally go to SKATEzone and are like, this is really weird. Everyone's just getting handed out candy. No one's paying for anything.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening? And they like sneak into the back. Like, it's like a suspicious kid that no one likes or something. So they don't get invited to SKATEzone.
Or it could be like me when I would go roller rinking. I was so afraid of breaking a bone that I would be covered in like safety pads.
Yeah, oh, that's so cute. I love that. So you wouldn't be doing the owners are like, "Come on, enjoy the skate rink," and you're like, "I'm having fun."
It could also be that they don't give me any preferential treatment. So I'm like, why is everyone going? And I don't know why I like this. I'm afraid I'm going to die here. So I already, even before these new owners took over, I wrote this off. I mean, meaning the character. I wrote this off. The character wrote this off. He's saying roller skating, I should just say, it sucks. It's dangerous. That's what my parents have been fueling my mind with, because when my sister went, she didn't wear her wrist guard and she broke her wrist. That could be me.
Could be you. You got that health anxiety.
I got that dog in me.
You got that dog in you. Okay, so I like the roller rink idea, and I like the Blue Phantom Ghosts in the Garden idea.
Let's write them both.
Oh God! Right now?
Yeah, let's do it.
I gotta do some laundry.
Same, and I gotta edit this.
Oh shit!
I guess I like the roller rink idea because it kind of is already written.
Oh yeah, sure. Can we the fact that it's like an alien family and they're trying to fuel a spacecraft back home. I like that.
Okay, you don't want the demons.
No, because I think it'll be fun if it's like at the end they just like that turns out the teens like helped them get back home.
Oh, they all
like,
knew?
Maybe, or no, like but maybe they band together to help. Wouldn't that be cute?
Oh yeah.
To help them get home. Okay, so I'm also thinking it'll be like, oh, a new family moved to town and opened up this roller rink, and the parents in town are like, oh, that roller rink was so much fun when I was a kid. I really enjoyed it. So they're immediately like, I'm going to drop my kids off there. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. You guys are going to have such a great time. So maybe that's how it starts out, is like the parent or like a mom or something is like, okay, so we've got the kids. They're just sitting there being like, maybe the sister, because it's always like a brother and sister or something. So it's like an older sister, and she's like, I'm so bored. There's just like nothing to do in this town. And the younger sibling is like reading a book or something and is like, yeah, that's how we stay safe or something.
If there were things to do, that means there's damage to be done. No, thank you.
Yeah, like, what's your idea of fun? Vandalism? And I'm trying to think of like how this guy could burn his sister.
I think this is. She says, "You're no fun," and then the kid says, "Well, what's your idea of fun, huh?" And then she lists something, so just list something.
I don't know, horseback riding, archery.
Horseback riding? You know what happened to Superman? He's a quadriplegic. archery? Have you never seen Friday the 13th? And then she says, neither have you.
Or it could be like, have you heard of a man named William Tell?
Who's that?
That's the shoot the apple off the head guy.
But he did it successful, right?
Yeah, but like it could go wrong. Like when Hunter S. Thompson, was that who it was? Like killed his wife?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so they talk about that, and then the mom came in.
We need one more. We need one more.
Oh, okay. Another fun thing?
Yeah. Make it like a really obvious, dangerous thing, and then he just gets exasperated.
Skydiving.
And then she's like, oh, shoot. And then she like reaches for his inhaler and goes, and she says, please don't tell mom this.
And then mom comes in and she's like, I hope you two have the day clear or something, because I just got the best news. The old skate rink, or someone bought the old skate rink in town, and it's having a grand opening party today. I'm going to take you guys over there. You're going to have such a blast.
And then the kid probably, let's call him Slice.
Okay, his name's Slice.
No. We'll have to incorporate
his name's
Slice.
Penis.
No, Peter.
Peter.
There we go.
His name's Peter.
And then her name is Nicole.
Okay.
So it's Peter and Nicole.
Yeah.
They're hanging out, or not they're hanging out. The mom says like, oh, a roller rink. And how would he respond? He's like, do you mean with ice or hardwood floors?
The sister's like, a roller rink with you dummy. You roll on wheels.
And then he goes, actually, never mind. It doesn't matter. They both have the same outcome. My skull cracking on a hard surface.
And the mom will be like, well, they also have an arcade.
Germs? Or I guess, as long as I can bring my wet wipes with me.
Yeah, there you go. As long as I can bring my wet wipes.
Wet wipes for what? Like, do you plan on eating buffalo wings? Spices? You know how that upsets my tummy. No. So I can wipe off the joysticks and the buttons.
Why did I just imagine you wiping off the joysticks and to like put your mouth on them?
Ew, R2, that's disgusting.
Maybe there's an arcade game where you have to control it with your mouth to really. Maybe it's a kissing simulator.
Hell yeah, dude.
This is not in the episode. I just think it's a cool idea.
No, he should have. There should be a kissing simulator there, and it says out of order, and he says, I hope it never gets repaired. And then the sister says, even I agree with that.
Yeah, that one's taken it a little far. Okay, so they're pulling up to the skate rink, SKATEzone.
Maybe the mom's with them to like drop them off. And she says, yeah, the 70s were wild.
When they walk in their SKATEzone, and then maybe she gets a call and she's like, oh, I have to go. I hope you guys have the best day. I'll be back in a few hours to pick you up. Call me if you need anything or whatever. And she runs out.
This fucker is a post-yuppie the mother. So anyone saying, oh, the 90s? One listener had issue with our Friends script having cell phones in it. They all had cell phones in Friends. So guys, people in the 90s had cell phones. My father had a cell phone.
Why would someone have an issue with any of the dumb shit we make up?
Know.
It's made up.
I know.
We made it up.
And everything is anachronistic that I write because that shit's cool. I watched Welcome to the Dollhouse and that felt very anachronistic.
What is that? Welcome to the Dollhouse. It sounds so familiar.
It's got the lady from Princess Diaries in it, the best friend, as a teen. Oh. It's a wild movie. Watch it, guys.
Interesting. What's the premise here that we're working with?
This girl just it cannot catch a break, truly to the point where I was explaining it to Nicole and she's like, what the fuck? Her sister gets kidnapped because she forgets to tell her something, but in reality, like, and then this kid, this bully, is like so pissed at her that he goes up to her and she's like, hey, you, me, outside at 3, I'm going to R-word you. And I'm like, excuse me? And it's like played up as, because she called him the slur R-word. And then only to find out like his brother is mentally disabled. So like there's but it's weird. He keeps saying like, hey, you got out of it this day, but tomorrow you better. But he calls her up on the phone and it's it's a super dark comedy. And it's like wholesome at the same time of absolutely fucked up. But I guess that's what childhood, like middle school is. It's wholesome, but absolutely fucked up.
That's life, baby.
Deal with
the
it.
The pendulum's constantly swinging from wholesome to fucked up and back and hitting them both at the same time.
Also, I guess not the plot of this movie, people are like, I don't care about that, but what does anachronistic mean? Anachronistic means it does not take place in a solidified time, meaning the best example of this is Ed, Ed, and Eddie, where there are things from the 50s, the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s all mingling at the same time to the point where you don't know what time period it is.
Right. There's elements that don't match the apparent time period.
Yeah.
So like a Victorian gentleman with a cell phone would be anachronistic, but not Friends. They had cell phones back then.
Yes,
not
guys.
Me. I was a child.
What?
In the 90s.
What?
I didn't have a cell phone.
I thought you were born in 2001, September 12th.
You're right. I was born September 12th, 2001.
Yeah, you can't remember.
After the first day of the rest of our lives.
Yeah, and people are like, oh, September 11th so bad, but September 12th, 2001, we got R2.
That's when you got me. And that's right. I'm 22 years old.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, so maybe the family, there's like a husband and wife, like, and they're really weird. And they're like, come here, try the popcorn. Ah. They're like giving the teens all the stuff. And the kids are like, this is really weird. They have like some kind of uncomfortable encounter with the owners.
And I think we got to put a focus on them not only giving free food, but giving food that would like hype up kids. So, oh, have some popcorn. Do you like things that pop? Try some Pop Rocks on top. And just like stacking things on top of each other. Oh, you like these nachos? Pop Rocks? And the sister's like, oh, no, I don't think that fits these two things. Oh, well, how about some jalapeno poppers?
And how about 2 liters of Coca-Cola or something? They just like plop it down in front of her.
Well, hey, we're setting this technically in Muskegon, Michigan. Let's do a Faygo Cola.
Okay, of course, it's Faygo.
Or Miss Jones's soda.
So over on the skate rink, the kids are like, skating a lot, having a good time. Maybe the sister goes to skate, and then this younger sibling is looking at the arcade games, is kind of freaked out, and maybe like one of them isn't working, and then he goes to like touch it, and the game just like turns on. It kind of like zaps his hand and turns on and freaks him out, and he runs away from it or something.
He tries to run away, but it should be like one of those games that monitors your heart rate.
Oh, yeah. And then he can't let go of it. So he's like
he can't let go. And when he tries to run away, he realizes his energy is low to let people know, oh, they're taking energy from children.
Well, I think after in this like first instance, he can't immediately know exactly what's happening, right?
Well, he first thinks, because we've established he has asthma, he thinks he's just trying to run away and this is asthma reacting, but we will eventually learn all the children are having asthmatic type things because they're so low on energy and oxygen in their brain.
So maybe they do that. Mom picks him up. Did you have a good time? And the sister's like, yeah, it was so much fun. It was so great. Wow, I'm going to sleep. And then like immediately falls asleep in the car or something. And then the younger son is like, yeah, like rubbing his hands like, yeah, I did have fun. But like feels weird about it.
And she's like, oh, well, what games did you play? And he said, to be honest, I waited outside the entire time listening to the Gorillaz self-titled, or the Gorillaz G-sides, because that's what I did.
That sounds right. Yeah.
I would just be outside stepping, when you go into a parking lot and there's those little cement things at the end of parking spaces. I was just like tight beam on those, listening to whatever album I was currently obsessed with.
I remember in middle school during like a field day or whatever, I went and sat on the very edge of the field and listened to my Linkin Park Hybrid Theory CD on my CD player.
Hell yeah, dude.
Just over and over.
It was G-sides. It was the Austin Powers soundtrack. Because they had like some rap songs on there. And then a whole bunch of Detroit rap music.
Wow. So then maybe like the next day, sister's awake again, and the mom's like, hey, how are you feeling? You look a little tired. And the sister's like, I'm great. Could we go back to the skate rink today? It was just like so much fun.
She goes, it's Monday. And then she says, oh yeah. Then it fades to black, then fades up Friday night. And she's been jonesing for it all week.
Right. Finally, everyone's been going after school every day, and I just can't wait to get out there. And maybe like they're finally like pulling up to it, and like everyone's kind of like going in, and the younger kid, what do we name him? Peter. He's like, why does everyone look so tired? And they're all kind of like stumbling in, and the sister like runs into the skate rink and is like going in there and like tying up her shoes. Of course, the aliens are there. Maybe it's like a lock-in. Maybe it's like an overnight party.
Hell yeah. They're trying to get all that energy.
Party. So it's this overnight party planned for all of the teens. And maybe the parents are there like, I thought I would be more apprehensive about leaving my kids here overnight, but I really love the business you've created here. It's really done something special for the town. And the alien family is like, ha ha ha, yeah.
We adore this town.
We love the energy of this town. It just has such a great energy or something.
We've instantly felt at home with these youngsters. It feels like they're helping us more than we're helping them.
Right. They're helping us make our dreams come true.
Hell yeah. And I think at this time, the kid, he's like, you guys go inside. I'm going to be listening to Austin Powers Gold member soundtrack out here, just waiting for the day Ludacris samples this soundtrack. And as he's walking, I think we should see people, like the family, bringing in these big canisters. Like taking some out that are like fully lit up and then bringing in ones that aren't. And those would be the energy canisters. And he's like, I got to go check on what this is.
So he goes to try to first, like, he's like, can I just wait outside? And they're like, it wouldn't be a lock-in if you were locked outside. So that's why he has to like go find a way through the back rooms to get to like the back area. And that's where he sees this happening. And so now we follow him, and he's like looking, and he sees where they're taking it, but he can't like get over to it. Or maybe he's afraid of getting caught, but he's still like sneaking over there, and he sees them unloading those canisters and putting them somewhere. He's like, what is that? It looks like a ship.
I think instead of it's a ship, I think that the ship should be below surface. We never see the ship until it rises. I think what should happen is they're trying to install the canister, but they have to like push it into this long tube thing. And he's like, oh, well, how are they going to like, are they going to like get a pole to like push it in? But they remove the like skin of their hand, and it's just this tentacle that is able to push it in. And he's like, ah!
I love a tentacle. Thank you. So then he like drops his CD player where he's listening to the Gorillaz, and they're like, "What is that?" Or like they turn to look, and he like grabs it and runs back inside, and it's like, and then his sister's like, "There you are, you know, we got more sodas. Come join us." And all the kids are like taking a nap in the middle of the skating rink or something. And that's yeah.
Because they've already crashed and burned, and maybe they're starting to crash and burn and thinking of already going to sleep. But then the aliens over the Venga Boys are bumping. They go on, or DJ Sammy's Heaven is playing. They say, "Hey, Lord of the Rings style, where are all my hobbits at? It's late supper at the concession stand. Hot dogs, hot dogs, hot dogs. And for all you foodies out there, hot dogs minus the meat." And my sister was afraid of eating hot dogs because at a baseball field near us, it killed a couple people because of like listeria or something. Some E. coli thing happened.
The hot dogs killed people?
Yeah, it was a bad batch of dogs. So,
oh, God.
For
they
all
really
you
got that
foodies-
dog in them.
Yeah, oh yeah. Bad dog.
Woof.
Wish
All
you were
right,
a
so
big
yeah,
dog on
so
me.
then the kids go over there to house some dogs, and that's when the Peter grabs Nicole and is like, "Nicole, there's something really weird going on here. You know, it's this place. Look at everyone; they're acting so strange. This place is taking their energy. Like, I got to show you something." So then maybe he tries to show her the ship.
Yeah, to like all the energy canisters and either sees that and maybe she believes him. And then they go back and they're looking at them prepare food, and maybe they're injecting this like glowing green liquid into it that is like energizes children or something.
Yeah, and then the kids eat it and immediately like have more energy and are running. And then maybe they can see like something like when the energy is when the kids start running around, they can see the canisters like pulsing or something in the kitchen, you know? So they're like, that's it. They're taking the energy from the kids, but why? Or whatever. And then maybe someone puts their hand, or like the other alien puts their hand on the kid's shoulder and is like, "What are you doing back here?"
It puts the hand on the shoulder and they're like, "Gum, gum, gum, gum," and then fades to black. And then on the commercial break, they say, why are they doing this? Hand on the shoulder. And you think they're about to get eaten. But in just such a polite way, this tentacle turns them around and they say, "To save our family." And they're like, "Huh?" And it's this nice, sweet moment of explaining how we're exiled. We should also set up that maybe they are first or second generation, these kids of they would have to be second generation immigrants. And
okay, yeah, sure.
It's a parallel story. I guess they'd have to be third because the mom was in a roller rink. And maybe she tells a story of, when my mom and dad brought me over from Ireland. Let's go Ireland because that's my heritage. We couldn't afford anything really to do. All the kids got all this fancy stuff, but once a week I was able to scrounge up enough money from asking other people at lunch to be able to go to this roller rink, and it was a great time. So you see this immigrant story being portrayed onto these aliens who are, this isn't their final destination for immigration. They're like, well, our ship broke down and what's up?
Got it. So maybe the mom is talking about how they were able to make it to this new hometown because of like the kindness of the people who they met along the way. So that inspires the kids. And so once the kids find out what's going on, at first they're like trying to knock the hot dogs out of people's hands or whatever. And then the aliens are like telling them, actually, you know, this is it. And that's when the kids are like, oh, they need kind people to help them on their way. And then the kids like band together to, like they all hold hands or something and skate. They all do a hold hand skate around the skating rink to like, and like their happy, helpful energy because they're now included in on this plan is enough to power the ship.
It's like people holding and like pulling each other up, like, no, we got to keep pushing. And then some of like
Keep skating, we're almost there. And they're so tired, but they're doing it.
and maybe one of the older teens, it's like, I can't skate anymore. We should set up a kid who is into the sister and is like trying to prove himself. Just a couple scenes, and he's like, I can't skate anymore. But hey, Nicole, I'm never too exhausted to kiss. And he turns on the kissing machine and starts kissing it. And it's like, boop, 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 boop. And just like fueled off from teen hormones, they get the canisters to where they need.
They're like, it's too much. The ship's launching on its own. Stop making out with the machine.
Maybe we'll establish one of their like neighborhood friends is like really angry, and he's just like punching the strongman thing, and and maybe like what's another game that a child could play?
I mean, we had the stomping one with the spiders.
Maybe like a kid who's afraid of spiders.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And he's
they're
just
like, finally,
"Ugh."
I'm conquering my fears.
I'm so I have no depth perception because I was born with one eye. But I know how to stomp a spider and just like.
Yeah. So then all the kids, because they're now included in this plan, they're able to help, and them choosing to help powers the ship more fully. And the aliens are then like, wow, you've really taught us something about the kindness of strangers. And so the kids are like, okay, and no more stealing energy from teens without their permission. And they put out their tentacles and they're like, okay.
I think because the kids were so nice, like what's something a teen, we can't just do gold. But I think the alien should say, I wish we had something to repay you. Like all we'll have left behind is the exhaust that our ship leaves behind. And it should be like gold or something. But
it's like, this is liquid. Or this is all we have is the waste from our ship. And it is like gold or diamonds or something.
Yeah, but then the kids would be like, we're rich. We can buy the roller rink ourselves.
So maybe they should just leave them the roller rink.
Yeah.
Okay.
And everything in it. And it's like their new playhouse.
Yeah, now the kids own the roller rink.
And it can be self-sufficient because maybe they'll leave a couple canisters and just the children moving power it.
That is a great idea. We'll have that little cut at the end where you can still see the canister like flashing, glowing after the kids are like looking at a successful party at their roller rink.
But
I love it.
So it's just going to be a happy ending. It's not like
It's going to be a happy
all
ending.
right, happy ending. The kids.
Well, it's just a little tag that that they're still stealing energy from teens, but like because now the kids are doing it, right?
But should we set up that they had a human assistant manager who's they're like, well, we'll leave it to them. No, that's complicating things a little too much.
Yeah, no, leave it to the kids.
All right.
Because they're the ones who helped.
I guess the first season of Goosebumps just sucks so hard that this would be an ending.
Yeah, why not? They help the kids, they help the alien get home, and they learn something about kindness in the process.
The kids will be like, but we want it. We wish this roller rink could keep going. Like, we love it so much. And then they say, it's yours. It's self-powered by your activity. And to make sure your parents are okay with this, we've set up holograms of ourselves to make it look like we're there. Because it's just so, it would be so weird if
have kids own a roller rink. I figured their mom would be like the actual owner, you know.
But
I like the hologram, or like, you know, because otherwise why it doesn't make sense that they came and like bought the roller rink and had it for like a week and then left. But maybe that's what happens, and they go to the kid's mom and are like, well, before we leave, we want to give this to you.
How about this? The mom is apprehensive about leaving the kids, but she's like, oh, it's such a great thing. But before the ship is fully levitating and going away, we see it intercut with her saying, I feel like I should go get the kids. It feels weird that I'm just dumping them with strangers. So she goes back, sees it go away, and she's like, what the hell? And then the kids, or maybe the aliens, relay the immigrant story to her as well. And she's like, oh, I'm so glad my kids helped you out. Oh, they are great kids. And then they leave her the roller rink.
Yeah, because she's a single mom. She has a dream. She works a job. She's working too much, and she wishes she could own that roller rink.
Oh,
this
yeah.
This is actually a blessing for her. Yeah.
In the beginning, she should say, man, I
always wanted to buy it myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so glad someone bought it, because if no one had, maybe I would have. And they're like, dude, you work way too much. Like, yeah, we might have the money for you to do that, but that would be a bad investment, Mom.
Right. Well, she's like, well, if I owned the roller rink straight out, then I wouldn't need money, would I?
And then the kid, because he's so like, oh, I'm afraid of danger, he says, Mom, the danger of the debt in this economy?
It's not a risk worth taking, yeah.
You doom our family to a pauper's grave.
For generations, Mother.
In music class, I think it was Beethoven who was in a pauper's grave.
I don't know. I don't
When
even
he
know
died.
if pauper's grave is a phrase.
So this is my idea of a pauper's grave, because I saw a biopic of Beethoven or Bach, one of these dudes. One of them died poor. So they just, in this biopic that was probably a PBS funded, like, rinky-dink one, they just had him wrapped up in, like, bandages from the, like, mummified, technically, and they just, like, pretty much on a stretcher just, like, poured him into this huge open grave, and I'm like, is that what paupers' graves were?
Yeah, just like troughs of dead bodies.
Yeah.
Ugh. No respect for the dead and fellow human beings. I would never bury you in a pauper's grave, James.
No one better bury me. I want to be not involved. I want to be engulfed.
Engulfed in flame?
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah. I want to get turned into a fertilizer or whatever, or have my body used for science.
Yeah. Well, also,
Yeah.
engulf, I mean, my ashes should be spread in the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Because that's where
How many dead bodies do you think are in there?
I don't know, probably a bunch.
Probably a bunch. Especially if you count fish. Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
we broke an episode of Goosebumps.
Yeah, there we go.
We helped some aliens get home.
It's done. And Shelby, you got to remember, we got to add in those 3 kids who one's afraid of the spiders, one wants to make out with his sister, and the other one, I don't remember.
Has a lot of anger.
Oh, anger, and he's punching things.
Yeah.
He
got
should,
it.
He should be punching with one hand and doing the, like, what's this?
The arm wrestling.
Yeah.
He goes back and forth. He like wins an arm wrestling match, punches a punching bag, wins an arm wrestling match.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that sounds good. This arcade sounds fun. I think I would go play in an arcade to help some aliens get home.
I once got the high score at Mrs. Pac-Man in a roller rink arcade.
Hell yeah.
All the nerds
Let's
were
go.
around me, and the girl that I was, in quotes, dating at the time was just disappointed.
What? Because you weren't paying enough attention to her.
Oh, because I didn't, I'm like, I can't roller skate, so it's not like we can hang out like that. And she's like, but I love roller skating. It's like, I do it every single weekend. I'm like, oh, that's not me, dude.
Guess you shouldn't have been dating. Anyway.
She's like, oh, yeah, I love rock and roll. And I say, oh, you like Manson? And she's like, no. And I'm like, but that's rock and roll, dude. She was in the right.
mean, maybe she liked like AC/DC.
Oh, no, that's exactly what she liked.
Yeah.
Because for some weird reason, in 6th grade, everyone was into Kiss and AC/DC.
It's true. Everyone was into Kiss and AC/DC.
I think it's because that's what our dads listened to.
Yeah, or like our parents. Yeah, for sure.
Black Sabbath.
And they were always going to that old roller rink
And
on the edge of town.
And because Summer Celebration, they played those acts. That was a festival in Muskegon.
Oh, nice.
Well, there you go. Shelby, I think you have enough to write a full episode.
I think so too. I think we've got a good thing going here, and I enjoy it.
We do have to say story credit by Nicole Jacobs.
And that's why we put her name in there.
Yep.
What else?
Should the brother's name just be Joshua because that's her brother's name?
No, keep it Peter.
It's Peter. You got Slice.
His name's Peter Slice, yeah.
Oh, we put in like, and kids.
Him getting a slice of pizza.
A slice of pizza or orange slices.
Yeah, for sure.
Orange slices on a slice of pizza. And they're like, huh? Well, it's like pineapple. Okay. And that gets them real torqued. Don't say that, James.
Well, if you want to hear more from me, keep listening to this podcast or listen to my other podcast, The Rom Complex. Check us out at patreon.com/The Rom Complex. And also check me out at twitch.tv/R2Shelby2.
Yeah, guys, October 13th, Friday, it is the release of the 12-track single Anal Dentata. And this week, if you want to hear Lil Corey and I talk about the movie Teeth that is inspired by, guess what? You don't even need to sign up for patreon.com/MLM pod to listen to it because it will be available for everyone to listen to and have the world premiere of Anal Dentata. The main track, not the extended, none of the remixes, just the main song will be in that episode. Yeah! So find out my other podcasts wherever podcasts are found, but more specifically, you're going to listen to This Existed talking about teeth over on patreon.com/MLM pod and want to join up for $5 a month where you get exclusive content every single Friday. And maybe you'll be even more excited that you want to provide $10 a month and get monthly exclusive content. I think we're watching Hack-O-Lantern this week or this month. It's a weird slasher cult movie that Nicole and I
like Hack-O-Lantern.
Wait, you've seen Hack-O-Lantern?
I've seen Hack-O-Lantern.
Hell yeah, it's so good. There's just a music video in the middle with this just smoking hot lady singing.
Smoking hot. Yeah, Hack-O-Lantern rocked.
Yeah, they do this.
Yes, they do. A little devil's horn sign.
with a cross.
Yeah.
And there's just like full like vagina
Nudity.
on screen.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Which Nicole's like, what are you talking? Like the movies we watch have nudity. I'm like, they have boobs. There's never just labia.
Right.
That's
but
why.
Here you go.
That's why it's weird. Also, Nicole, it's weird because we're watching this in a rented condo with your family.
And James is Donald Ducking it for some reason.
He said, I'm Donald Ducking because it chafes the slice on there, okay? I can't wear underwear right now.
Nicole, can you get me a fresh penis bandage?
And make sure it's my flesh color. Or just real pink down there. Oh, and you get shout-outs on every single free feed podcast if you're one of those $10 patrons. Starting with, where's that paper? Steve F., Eric Berry of Ranger Command Power Hour, Alex Z., The Waz, Orion, he's on Anal Dentata remixing, baby. Jordan B., the Chaos Witch, the aforementioned brother of Nicole, a.k.a. my Bickle brother in common law, Joshua Jacobs. Steve Barnes, Introvoid, Sweet Child of Time, is also remixing Anal Dentata. My mother, Margaret, that's her name. Lil Corey's BFF and now former roommate Shane, that fed, twitch.tv/Core Winning, it's Corwin. And, oh my God, from the Rom Complex and Formulaic, a podcast inside of script writing. And twitch.tv/R2Shelby2. It's R2Shelby2.
I've been Shelby.
And I've been James.
This was formulaic. Bye.
Let's say instead, I think what we should do is, and keep loving yourself.
Okay, and keep falling in love.
No, keep loving yourself.
And keep loving yourself.
Bye.
What? Bye.
That's what they do on the Rom Complex.
No, we say keep falling in love with yourself.
Yeah. And then you guys go, bye.
Bye.
Which you stole from This Movie's Gay, I know it.
I know.
You're like, no,
I think people just say bye.
Yeah.
Should I stop recording now?
No, you should say bye. We've said it so many times. Bye. This has been a Marshland Media
And OK Owl production.
produced by me, James McCollum.
And me, Shelby Sweeterman.
For more content, please visit mlmpod.com.
Or OKOwl.com.
And for the best way to support this podcast, please visit patreon.com/MLMpod, where for $5 a month, you get exclusive content every single week. Thank you very much for listening. Oh,